Jean Jacques Rousseau, 1712–1778, was a Genevan philosopher, writer, and composer who played a significant role in the Enlightenment period. He is best known for his works on political philosophy, particularly his book The Social Contract, which outlined his ideas on the social contract theory. Rousseau's philosophy emphasized the idea of the general will, the concept that a society's laws and government should reflect the collective desires and interests of its citizens. He argued that individuals should surrender some of their natural rights to the community in order to maintain order and protect the common good. In addition to political philosophy, Rousseau wrote extensively on education, ethics, and the nature of human beings. His work focused on the importance of natural education and the development of an individual's moral and intellectual faculties. Rousseau's ideas had a profound impact on subsequent political and philosophical thought. His emphasis on the importance of individual freedom, popular sovereignty, and the social contract influenced thinkers such as Immanuel Kant, John Stuart Mill, and many others. However, his ideas also faced criticism and controversy, particularly for his views on women and his influence on the French Revolution. According to Jean Jacques Rousseau, the source of inequality in society is rooted in the development of social and political structures that emerged with the progress of civilization. Rousseau argued that in the state of nature, before the establishment of societies and governments, humans were essentially equal. However, as societies evolved, inequalities emerged due to the introduction of private property, division of labor, and the establishment of political institutions. Rousseau believed that the introduction of private property was a significant turning point that gave rise to inequality. With the transition from a communal existence to the notion of individual ownership, some individuals gained control over resources and accumulated wealth, while others were left with fewer resources or none at all. This led to a fundamental disparity between the haves and the have-nots, creating economic and social inequalities. Furthermore, Rousseau viewed the division of labor as another factor contributing to inequality. As societies developed, different occupations and roles emerged, which required individuals to specialize in specific skills or trades. This specialization created interdependence among individuals and led to the formation of social classes. The division of labor, according to Rousseau, resulted in unequal distribution of wealth, power, and opportunities among individuals, further exacerbating societal inequality. Rousseau also criticized the role of political institutions in perpetuating inequality. He believed that governments, often formed by the wealthy and powerful, served to protect the interests of the ruling class. The laws and regulations put in place by these governments tended to favor the privileged few, while disregarding the needs and rights of the majority. This unequal distribution of political power and influence reinforced social inequalities and prevented the realization of a just and equitable society. Rousseau argued that the introduction of private property was a pivotal moment that led to the emergence of inequality. In his view, private property allowed individuals to stake exclusive claims on resources, which disrupted the original communal ownership of land and goods. As a result, some individuals acquired more property and wealth than others, leading to economic disparities and social hierarchies. This unequal distribution of resources created divisions and competition among individuals, further deepening the inequalities within society. Additionally, Rousseau identified the division of labor as a significant contributor to inequality. As societies progressed, people began to specialize in specific occupations and trades, leading to the development of different social classes. This division of labor resulted in individuals becoming dependent on each other for their needs and survival. However, certain roles and occupations gain more social status, power, and economic advantages than others. Consequently, individuals in higher positions of power and influence exploited those in lower positions, leading to unequal relationships and furthering the divide between the privileged and the disadvantaged. Rousseau also emphasized the role of political institutions in perpetuating inequality. He criticized the existing social contract, where governments were established to protect the interests of the ruling class rather than the general population. Rousseau believed that the laws and regulations created by these governments primarily served the interests of the wealthy elite, safeguarding their privileges while disregarding the needs and rights of the less fortunate. This unequal distribution of political power further reinforced and maintained social inequalities. For Rousseau, the source of inequality in society was not a result of innate differences among individuals but rather a consequence of the social and political structures that emerged over time. He argued that the pursuit of private property, the division of labor, and the establishment of governments played crucial roles in creating and perpetuating inequality. Rousseau's critique of these systems aimed to inspire reflection on how society could be restructured to ensure a more equitable distribution of resources, opportunities, and power. Promoting the well-being of all members of society. Rousseau believed that the source of inequality in society lay in the introduction of private property, the division of labor, and the establishment of political institutions. These developments resulted in the concentration of wealth and power in the hands of a few, while the majority faced economic and social disadvantages. Rousseau's critique of inequality centered around the notion that it was not a natural or inevitable outcome, but rather a consequence of specific social and political structures that could be reformed for a more just society. Thank you.